Halloween is the second largest retail holiday in the U.S., second only to Christmas. Its origins go back to the festival of Samhain, an ancient Celtic tradition to welcome the harvest and the dark half of the year. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as the time to honor All Saints. All Saints' Days soon incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain. The previous evening was known as All Saints' Eve and later Halloween. Halloween has evolved into a day of activities such as treats, carving pumpkin lanterns, holiday gatherings, donning costumes, and eating treats. In the second half of the 19th century, new immigrants flooded America. These new immigrants, especially the millions of Irish fleeing the Irish potato famine, helped popularize the celebration of Halloween nationally. Today, Halloween is one of the most beloved holidays for entire families in the United States who love to distribute sweets, dress up in unusual costumes, and decorate their home in all the canons of the genre. But how much money are consumers willing to spend on this every year, and how does this money affect the economy? Let's figure it out. In recent years, Americans have crossed the mark of more than $10 billion a season. For comparison, in 2017, spending was $9.1 billion. Economists have studied the impact of the holiday for years, but have never come to a consensus. Some argue that the state of the economy affects the Halloween industry more than Halloween affects the economy. For example, after the 2008 financial crisis, Halloween spending dropped to $56 per person. Once the economy began to recover, so did Halloween spending, which reached $66 per person in 2010 and $72 per person in 2011. These numbers continued to rise until they reached an all-time high in 2017. A healthier economy boosts consumer confidence, experts say, making us more likely to spend our income on non-essential items like suits, candy, and jewelry. Halloween-focused retailers like Spirit Halloween are helping to boost the job market by hiring temporary employees to run the retail store. This stimulus then continues over the holidays as many large retail outlets hire additional temporary staff to work the extended hours needed to meet consumer demand. The Halloween shopping season could also be an opportunity to increase revenue for retailers like artisan stores and supermarkets like Walmart or Target. In fact, it is during the holiday period that about 20% of all retail sales for the year occur. Some argue that this seasonal surge in spending could hurt the economy because consumers are more likely to save in the pre-holiday months leading up to Halloween, ultimately reducing gross spending in those months. Summing up and answering our question, how Halloween spending affects the economy, the answer remains ambiguous. On the one hand, the state of the economy affects how much we are willing to spend on Halloween. On the other hand, we see that Halloween spending can help stimulate the economy. And finally, some interesting facts that are useful for investors to know. The Private Ruby's Costume Company is the world's largest costume designer and manufacturer. Produces nearly half of all costumes worn during the Halloween season. Reese's Cups by the Hershey Company and Skittles with M&M's by Mars, these are the top 3 sweets that are most often bought for Halloween. Both manufacturers are listed on the New York Stock Exchange.